I have so much to show you. I'm working on a Paris themed, Chanel inspired Valentine's Day cocktail party. And I'm doing that for my girls for Valentine's Day. I decided to call it Mes Amis en Paris, or My Friends in Paris. Why does everything always sound so much better in French? Okay, so this is the page where in the party planner keepsake I got to do my brainstorming. Okay, don't laugh, that's supposed to be the Eiffel Tower. But I knew I wanted to do Valentine's Day. I wasn't sure brunch or cocktail party. The Amis en Paris came through, but there was a couple different ways I could take this French theme, and this was just a chance for me to brainstorm that. The vibe, I wanted it to be chic and elegant, but not too stuffy. I wanted there to be lots of feminine touches, bubbly and fun, with some exquisite food and not be boring. And I wanted my guests to feel pampered and relaxed. And then I like to write like a little story of how I want people to feel. I wanted it to feel like the best rooftop party with your girls, having bubbly, exquisite food, lots of laughs while looking and feeling their best. So that's kind of the energy I wanted the party to have. And in 3 words, chic, effortless, and lively. Here's where I get down to the details, you know, guest list, all the good stuff here, and then I can keep track of how many people are going to be joining. Now there's lots of ways that you can send out invitations, and in this case, I created a Facebook event. It was a private event that I can invite friends to. And I like using that for a couple of reasons. One, because it's easy to keep track of who I've invited and the RSVPs. And then 2, for the people that I've invited, there's one spot where they can go to get the details. We can ask questions, we can have chats. But one of my favorite things is that within that event, after the event's over, people can share photos. So it makes it really easy. If, let's say, you know, a couple months from now, we want to go back and look at the photos, it's really easy to find that event, and then the photos that people shared of the celebration are right there. And then here I organized my ideas for the food and drink menu, decorating ideas, activities, the party favors. And then this self-care square is so important. Just like everything else, if you don't make time for it, it's not going to happen. So I want to make sure I've got time to actually prep my outfit, and I want to give myself like a little mini facial in the afternoon before everybody comes over. I just make sure I put that there so it actually gets done. I had my theme picked out, but I didn't really have the decor. Like I didn't have that definitively laid out. And I thought I would take some inspiration, get some shopping done. I hit Michael's, I hit some thrift stores, and boy, did I score. I really hit the jackpot with this ribbon that I scored at Michael's. It was the launching pad for this whole Chanel look. It was on clearance from Christmas, and it really helps to bring the whole Coco Chanel vibe to my Valentine's Day. So combine this ribbon with some pearl strands, and then I've got some black velvet ribbon and also this pink ribbon. I think this is going to be super chic. The square vase just needed a label, which I did on Canva. I thought it looked really cute, like a Chanel perfume bottle. And then the day of the event, all I'm going to do is replace these fake roses with some real ones. These 2 Chanel quote prints were also one of my Canva DIY projects. Scored this Eiffel Tower from a secondhand store for only $8. And it was brown and a little bit chipped. All it needed was a fresh coat of gold spray paint, and I had a really gorgeous centerpiece. I also found this crystal vase, which I think looks so beautiful with some delicate white flowers. So I think in the end, the decor that I picked really helped to sum up the vibe really well. It was chic, it was going to be elegant, also going to be fun. So I was going to stick to black and white, more traditional Chanel colors, and then with pops of pink and red because it's Valentine's Day, and also that reminds me of, you know, that whole French like black and white, and then a pop of bright red lipstick or a nice pink gloss. Now, I've done a designer Valentine's Day in the past. A few years ago, I did a Kate Spade inspired Valentine's Day. I'll put a link for that in the description below for you. If you want to check it out, like I said, I'll put that link for you, and you can go have a look and see how I set up my Kate Spade inspired Valentine's Day. As a hostess for an event like this, I like to give my guests party favors. It's a way for me to say thank you for being part of the celebration, and also I really like it because I feel like it makes guests also feel special. In this case, my party favors were luxurious champagne-scented soaps. Now, I would have loved to have given them something Chanel, but your girl's not that right now. So, just like the vase, I created smaller Chanel labels and attached them to white paper bags. Next, I attached labels that said Je t'aime with black velvet ribbon. Add some white tissue paper and voila. Okay, so if you followed me for a while, you know I'm going to tell you that when you're decorating, a little bit in a concentrated area goes a long way. So in this case, I decided to focus on the mantle and on the table centerpiece and on the bar, because I felt like with the cocktail party that I was doing, those would be the main areas that we would be in. We would be in the living room, we'd be hanging out around the dining room table, and in the bar. Let's start with the mantle. It's the first thing guests see when they walk in, so I wanted to create instant visual impact. The long drooping chenille ribbons reminded me of the original relaxed masculine silhouettes that Chanel created. And then on either side, a Chanel quote and an Eiffel Tower framed print, a few fashion pieces like sunglasses, this red hat, and a long strand of pearls to tie it all together. For the table centerpiece, I wanted it to look like an opulent, elegant lady's perfume tray. Let's take a look at how I decorated the bar cart. We have our shaker and all the ingredients here for us to make our French martini. The pineapple juice I'll add just before guests get here. Of course, the champagne bucket is ready for champagne. Super easy touch of luxury was just adding these black velvet ribbons to the end of the bar cart. And this classic Chanel quote I thought would look perfect on the bar. 2 tips about the bar cart. 1, make sure there's plenty of room for people to actually mix drinks on the surface. And 2, I like to make sure that there is extra glassware. That way I'm not scrambling at the last minute to find someone the right glass. One more thing about the bar cart. If you want to check out those French themed cocktails that I created, I'll put the link for you here. We're whipping up French martinis and Kir Royales. The directions, the recipe, all the good stuff's up there for you. Okay, let's talk food. The French have such a fabulous way of creating foods that are really simple, but indulgent at the same time. And I think the key here was to focus on some really quality ingredients. So obviously, it's French, I'm gonna be creating a cheese board. You can't have a French themed cocktail party without cheese. I mean, the French sure know how to do cheese. So I was going to prepare a beautiful, luxurious cheese board that people could kind of nibble at. I'm also going to be making some olive tapenade and a salmon tartare on cucumber, because I think that looks really elegant. It's easy to eat, it's fresh. Again, we're going back to just using some really simple quality ingredients. The key here was for me to create food that was mostly simple and could be prepared ahead of time and super delicious. On the sweet side, I will be making some meringues, I will have a fruit platter, and I'm going to be buying some macarons. Now listen, macarons, if you've never had a macaron in France, boy, you are missing out. I didn't really understand the hype around macarons until we were in Paris and we went to La Durée, which is like the epitome of places to go for these macarons, and now I get it. Now I understand why people love it so much. Now, while I can't offer La Durée type macarons, it is one of those things that I'm not even gonna attempt to make. As a hostess, you don't have to make everything from scratch. So this will be one of those things that I'll be going to a bakery to buy and add to the sweet section of my cocktail party. So there you have it, my friends, my French-inspired Mes Amis en Paris cocktail party. I've given you all the behind the scenes. And if you want to see more, I'll put some links to the recipes and things that I use in the description for you below, so you can check that out. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite part, or maybe if you have any ideas of what you would do if you were hosting a French themed party, I'd love to hear it. So until next time, my friends, cheers, may all your hours be happy ones, and happy hosting. Is really, oh, one more time. Try it again. Theme.